The age of people hospitalized by COVID-19 continues to trend younger. The average age of hospitalized patients is now only 37. State health officials say the reason is variants of the virus are impacting younger ages more, and that is why there's increased focus to get more teens vaccinated. In each of the last 2 weeks, there were more than 1,000 COVID-19 cases among pre-kindergarten through 12th grade students. Sonia Goins has more on the push to get more teens to roll up their sleeves.
There's just a lot of COVID fatigue out there where no one really wants to deal with this anymore.
As more and more people get vaccinated, the focus has shifted to teenagers. Doctors say it's crucial to identify teen infections to try to slow the spread of COVID-19, especially with big events like proms and graduations coming up.
You have a lot of these youth out doing activities like proms, like sporting events, like getting together outside of school now that the weather's nicer. And again, with the COVID fatigue, they really aren't maybe adhering to some of the recommendations about masking when they're with large groups of people.
Only the Pfizer vaccine is approved for teenagers 16 and 17 years old. The Moderna and Johnson & Johnson vaccines are approved for 18 and up.
I think soon we'll be able to get a lot more kids vaccinated down to 12. We're pretty close with both Pfizer and Moderna getting down to 12.
State healthcare officials are also worried about infection spiking after the protest in Brooklyn Center following the fatal shooting of Dante Wright on April 11th.
So far, we've detected 22 COVID-19 cases with a link to the demonstrations, including 11 each among law enforcement officers and demonstrators.
18-year-old Osseo Love is a senior at Champlain Park High School and voiced her opinion during the protest in Brooklyn Center. She wore 2 masks to be safe, but still plans on rolling up her sleeves soon to get vaccinated.
I think it's important because if people want a sense of normalcy, we have to get vaccinated to start heading back towards normal.
Adults and teenagers can get the Pfizer vaccine at the Hennepin Healthcare Clinic in Brooklyn Park. Sonia Goins, CCX News.
The Mall of America is hosting a special vaccination drive for teens ages 16 and 17 through this weekend. To get the vaccine, you must have an appointment. Walk-ins are not accepted. A Delano teen is now charged in a fatal hit-and-run that happened in Plymouth. 19-year-old Jack Blaschke faces 2 counts of criminal vehicular homicide. He was scheduled to appear in court Friday afternoon. The incident happened Wednesday night near County Road 24 and 32nd Avenue North. As we went to air Friday afternoon, authorities had not yet released the identity of the victim. A big weekend closure will impact traffic through Brooklyn Center. The westbound lanes of I-94-694 will be closed between Highway 100 and Brooklyn Boulevard. The closure takes effect tonight, Friday at 10 o'clock, and it lasts until early Monday morning. Crews will be doing resurfacing work during that time. Westbound drivers will be detoured using Highway 100. Ask for help if you need it. OMNI Brewing in Maple Grove wants its latest beer to help smash the stigmas surrounding mental health. OMNI is joining up with Hope for the Day, a project that is uniting 150 breweries in 5 different countries to encourage people to talk about mental health. OMNI created a beer called Things We Don't Say. It's a West Coast IPA that will be served starting Saturday.
People being able to talk about it without, it being this mountain you have to climb over. There's so many people suffering in silence because they don't feel comfortable reaching out to people.
There are several phone numbers on the back of the can where you can find help, and some of the proceeds from every pint sold go to suicide prevention and mental health education. Live performances are starting to creep right back on stage. In today's weekend showcase, Neil Persley found one of the first spring musicals.
Looking for a little fun, light-hearted live entertainment?
And that's exactly what the show is. Fun.
Wayzata High School's live performance of the Drowsy Chaperone fits the bill perfectly.
It's basically about a character, man in chair, and he's feeling blue. He's feeling kind of sad, feeling kind of lonely, kind of isolated, kind of anxious. Something I think a lot of people these days can relate to.
The show begins with the man in the chair talking about his blues and deciding to play the soundtrack record of his favorite musical. The show on stage is his imagined performance of a fictitious 1920s Broadway show titled The Drowsy Chaperone.
It's a musical in a musical because it's all about Gabe's character, man in chair, very depressed, very sad guy, but he finds joy in this old musical called The Drowsy Chaperone.
Of course, none of this happens without a talented tech crew.
I enjoy interacting with people and helping the show along, I guess.
Iris Hendrickson is a junior and already very competent assistant stage manager.
This show, I've probably been 150 hours maybe worth of rehearsals and tech stuff.
Wayzata will be very lucky to have her back next year. And while I'm at it, a big shout out to the orchestra. They sounded great and really added to the show. The seniors especially have a deep appreciation for this performance.
That we're finally getting to do this musical that we've been waiting over a year for, and then in addition we can actually have people come see it is one of the greatest joys that we've all been able to find, and being able to be with each other in such a great experience has been so much fun for every one of us.
The show is very funny and runs through May 8th. We'll have links to tickets and showtimes on our website. In Plymouth, Neil Persley, CCX News.
And finally this segment, the pursuit of perfection achieved at Armstrong High School. Senior Mio Aoki Sherwood achieved a perfect score, a 36 on the ACT, which is a standardized test used for college admissions. The feat is so rare, less than 1% of all students achieve a perfect score. What makes Mio's feat so incredible, though, it was her first time taking the test, and she says she really didn't know what to expect. Aoki Sherwood plans to attend Cornell College in Iowa to possibly study environmental science. Congratulations, Mio.
The Wayzata boys lacrosse team is looking to get some momentum going after a slow start against tough competition. Jay Wilcox has the highlights of the latest win for the Trojans.
Wayzata plays host to Rogers in a good non-conference matchup in boys lacrosse. Number 19 in black, Josh Running, goes to the net for Rogers, switching to the left hand to score for a 3-0 lead. The Royals score the first 4 of the game. Wayzata gets it going. Robbie Shermack receives the pass and goes low to score. The Trojans pull within 4-2 after 1 quarter. Wayzata takes over in the second. Drew Getz scoops the ground ball and sets up Hayden Davison for the nice goal. 4 straight for Wayzata. They lead 6-5. Then Rogers surges. Ty Reinbold scores with 1 second left in the first half. The last of 3 straight for the Royals, and they lead 8-6 at halftime. The second half is mostly Trojans. Getz attacks from out top and bounces the shot home to tie it up 8-8. It's 9-8 Wayzata after 3. And they break a 9-9 tie as Avery Derula scores in front. Wayzata wins 11-9 to improve to 2-3 on the season. Jay Wilcox, CCX Sports.
In girls lacrosse, Wayzata is hoping to improve on its 4-win season of 2019, and the Trojans look to be on their way.
The Wayzata girls lacrosse team at home to face Breck. 4th game of the season for the Trojans, just the 3rd for the Mustangs. Opening minute of play, and Julia Lindahl passes to Ava Scoro, gets the Trojans on the board 58 seconds into the game. Score sets up this next one. Ava Goodnature on the receiving end of the pass, and she scores. The Trojans net 3 goals in the first 4.5 minutes of the game. But Breck rallies. Emily Johnson powers her way toward the Wayzata net, and she scores. 3 goals in a minute for the Mustangs, and they tie it up at 3. Later in the first half, Brooke Swiller passes to Aaron Duggan. The sophomore scores, and the Eagles are up 4-3. About a minute later, it's Duggan again. That makes it 5 straight goals for the Mustangs, and they are ahead 5-3. Wayzata comes back before halftime. Lindahl scores from the free position. The Trojans add another, and it's 5-5 at halftime. The second half is pretty much all Wayzata. Score goes low with her shot, comes in the first minute of play again, and the Trojans are ahead to stay at 6-5. Scorer picks up an assist on Goodnature's third goal of the game here. Goodnature tallies 4 goals in the game, score, and that's 5, and Wayzata goes on to beat Breck 12-6. The 3-1 Trojans play at unbeaten Champlin Park on Monday.
The Hopkins softball team is off to a solid start. They took care of business against an old rival this week. Here again is Jay Wilcox with highlights.
It's Lake Conference softball as Hopkins hosts rival Minnetonka. Minnetonka strikes first as Emma Collins grounds to short. They get the tag, but Izzy Guttenfelder scores for a 1-0 skipper's lead in the top of the first. It's tied 1-1 in the third when Signe Dose crushes one to left field for Hopkins. It's to the fence. Molly Ensler comes around to score from first on the big hit, and Hopkins goes in front 2-1. 2 innings later, Dose delivers again, this time slugging it to right center. Anissa Dysart scores. Dose is thrown out at second, but the run counts. It's 4-1 Royals through 5 innings. In the 6th, they keep on hitting. Dysart knocks a hit to right field to score Sophie Schmitz, and it's 5-1 Hopkins, and they're just getting started. Violet Dupree drops a hit into a good spot in short center field to score Sammy Katz and Ensler. As the Royals blow it open to take a 7-1 lead, they get 5 runs in the frame. Tori Turgeon scores a run with a hit to left in the 6th. Hopkins wins at 9-1 to improve to 6-2 this season. Jay Wilcox, CCX Sports.
That's it for sports. I'm John Jacobson.
Find more prep sports games and highlights at ccxmedia.org and follow us on social media.